This guide provides detailed instructions for navigating through the Prosper module to perform various tasks related to sales, invoices, purchase orders, and more. From the Home dashboard, navigate to the Prosper module and select Sales. The Sales module launches the Deals dashboard, facilitating efficient management of tenders and quoted projects. This dashboard offers monthly forecasts, monitors the sales pipeline, and displays individual employee forecasts. Sub-tabs at the top category deal with their status. To create a new deal, click the plus icon in the toolbar. Enter the name and company details and include the amount if available. The drop-down lists for company and contact feature an Add New option. You can also enter the amount later to ensure it accurately reflects your quotation. Open a deal to access all information related to the tender. The toolbar offers options for quickly creating quotes or adding notes, tasks, files, or events. Use the Change Stage feature to update the deal status as it advances through each stage. Clicking the Quotes tab on the left panel opens the Quotes dashboard, where you can view the complete life cycle of each quote, customizable to your preferences. From this section, you can also easily create a new quote. To create a new quote, click the plus icon. The quote number will be generated automatically, but you can modify it as needed. Please enter the relevant quote details, including a clear description, and select the customer. To select an existing project, simply choose it from the list provided. If the project isn't listed, a new one will be created automatically as part of the workflow, which will be covered in a subsequent step. To finalize your selection, click the tick icon in the toolbar. Add a new section by clicking the plus icon in the toolbar. Each section you create within a quote becomes a milestone for your project. The milestone name should be relevant to the task, as the milestones become the task descriptions for scheduling and job creation. Select the section name to begin building the quote. Choose an item type from the following options: stock, non-stock, or one-off item. For this demonstration, we will select non-stock. To add an item, navigate to the non-stock subfolders and select the desired product category. For this example, we'll choose equipment. Keep in mind that the available categories may differ based on your company's specific configuration. Specify the required quantity before clicking Add Items. After adding all line items, return to the quote using the back arrow. Continue to build the quote by adding sections and items against the sections. Once complete, use the Submit button to finalize the quote. You can set up delegation of authority for quote approvals. Once configured, this feature allows designated managers to review and approve quotes, streamlining your approval process for greater efficiency. Once the quote has been approved, proceed to confirm it. After confirmation, take a moment to review the details, including the date, customer information, section specifics, and any related projects if applicable. If a project wasn't created and linked during the quoting process, you can easily initiate a new project from the quote by clicking the Create Project button. The project name will automatically default to the quote name, but it can be edited if desired. Select Save and then click OK in Project Creation pop-up. The project has been successfully created and linked to the quote. You can now choose to view the project. Invoices are associated with the project's milestones and are issued directly from the project. After selecting the project, navigate to the Finance tab. This section includes all financial details related to the project, such as billing information, payment schedules, and progress claim history. From the Finance section or milestone, select the plus icon to add a new invoice. Other options include raising a purchase order against the project, or from the Finance page, raising a quote. For submitting a progress claim or invoice, select the Invoice option. Select the claim type. In this example, upfront is chosen, signifying that the invoice pertains to the project's initial phase. After making your selection, you can input essential details, including the upfront cost, the scope of the foundational work, and any pertinent information. This will generate a progress claim for the initial payment. To enter the claim quantity, start by reviewing the completed work. For quantity-based claims, the system automatically updates the item completion quantity based on the jobs entered, displaying the total completed quantity for all unclaimed jobs. This approach streamlines the entry of claim quantities by consolidating all job totals efficiently. To submit a claim using a percentage, enter the percentage in the designated field and hit Enter. The system will automatically calculate the corresponding amount based on the total value of the project or milestone, ensuring an accurate reflection of the work completed. Once you finalise your entry, proceed to review and submit your claim. Once all required fields, including the claim quantity, are entered, choose Create Claim. This generates the progress claim or invoice. Submit it for approval or processing. This officially records the submission in the system. Once you create the progress claim, the invoice details will be displayed. Click the Submit button to finalise and submit the invoice for approval or processing. Invoices can also be raised through jobs. Access the Jobs module to initiate the invoicing process for jobs that are not tied to milestones. Jobs must be completed and approved before they can be invoiced. The tab for all contains all completed jobs, including invoiced jobs. Once a job is completed and approved but not yet invoiced, it will be listed under the Not Invoiced tab. Select the job you wish to invoice. In this example, we will concentrate on creating an invoice for one specific job. The Items tab displays the invoice line items. Please compare these items with the job details to verify their completeness. Check the forms for items that could impact invoicing. In this example, we can see a linked purchase order. The purchase order tab is only visible if a purchase order has been raised against the job. Check if the goods are to be on charge to the customer, and if so, review the purchase order against the line items. To add items, click the plus icon, select the appropriate category, and choose the specific item. Once added to the job, you can easily edit its cost, selling price, and quantity. It is essential to include all items, both chargeable and non-chargeable, to ensure accurate job costing. To edit line items, click on the desired entry. Select the pencil icon in the toolbar to open the editing screen. After making your changes, be sure to save them by clicking the tick box in the toolbar. When your job items are ready for invoicing, head to the Create Invoice tab. A confirmation pop-up will confirm your intention. Click Create Invoices to complete the process. Upon confirming the invoice, you will be redirected to the Invoicing tab within the Sales module, where you can review the draft invoice. The first column on the left color code invoices, with each color representing the categories outlined at the top of the screen. The Not Invoiced tab in the Completed Jobs section allows for batch invoicing. To start, select the jobs linked to the same client, then click the $ icon in the toolbar. Ensure that only a single invoice is generated in the Create Invoices pop-up screen. If multiple invoices are generated, confirm that the selected companies are the same. Once you click Create Invoices, a prompt will appear asking if you would like to view the invoices right away. The View Invoice selection will redirect you to the Sales module, where you can view the draft invoice. While modifications can be made during the draft stage, any changes to the invoice amount will require you to update the job items to ensure the amounts correspond. When an invoice is created, the invoice date is established and the due date is determined based on the payment terms associated with the customer record. Key details like customer name, quote, job number, and project are highlighted in blue as hyperlinks for easy reference to the invoice. Click the pencil icon in the toolbar to open the edit screen. To update details such as the invoice date or to include a client purchase order, click the triangle-shaped toolbar icon to access the editing screen. To reorder the invoice lines, then simply click and drag the lines to arrange them as desired. To rename the section header, click on the section header and use the pencil icon to edit the section name or add description. To edit invoice items, select the header and then select the item to edit. You can add descriptions to each invoice line, which will display beneath the line item name. Additionally, you can edit both the item name and its base price. However, please note that discrepancies will arise if the total of the items in the job does not align with the invoice total. Preview the invoice as a PDF, download it, or export to Excel using the toolbar. If there are errors, click the pencil to edit items or the bin icon to delete the draft invoice, which can be more efficient than modifying both the invoice and job items separately. From the preview, we can see the changes made to the section heading and description added to the line item. After finalising the invoice, click the orange Submit tab to lock it, preventing further changes. This action doesn't send the invoice to the customer. The next steps depend on your invoice sending configuration, whether through KIM or your accounting software. The Email PDF option in the Export function generates an email pop-up with the invoice attached and pre-fills the recipient's email from the customer record. Additionally, sending the email to the client automatically uploads the invoice to your accounting software. The Send option in the toolbar is specifically intended for delivering invoices directly to clients rather than for integration with the accounting package. This feature is especially useful if a client needs a copy of the invoice after it has already been sent. Clicking the Mark as Paid button opens a pop-up that displays the invoice total and the current date. You can save to confirm or edit for partial payments. The Invoices section from the left-hand pane provides a comprehensive list of all invoices. Each invoice features a color-coded flag on the left, representing its status in line with the life cycle stages above. Next, let's explore purchase orders. Click the Purchase Order tab in the left pane to access the Purchase Orders dashboard. Here you can view all purchase orders or filter them by status using the top menu. The default view displays contributions from all users. To view entries from a specific individual, select their name from the drop-down menu. To create a new purchase order, click the plus icon in the toolbar. Choose a supplier from the list or add a new one by selecting the Add New option. Link purchase orders to projects or jobs via the drop-down menus in the Supplier section. Finally, save your entries by clicking the tick icon in the toolbar. To add items, use the Add Items function. The option from Supplier links to items from the Supplier rate card, while from Product List links to catalogue items. Once ready, submit your purchase order. Purchase order approvals can be configured as needed. Upon receipt of the goods, update the purchase order by selecting Receive All if the complete order is fulfilled, or Partial Receive for any back-ordered items. If opting for Receive All, please confirm your receipt in the pop-up window. Partial Receive allows you to access the Receive field to document the quantity supplied by the vendor. Subsequently, the purchase order will revert to either Receive All or Partial Receive status. Access purchase bills from the left-hand pane. The landing page features the Purchase Bills dashboard, where you can view all purchase bills or filter by status using the top menu. When you receive a supplier invoice, click the plus icon in the toolbar to create a new purchase bill. Select the supplier and input the due date and invoice number. After entering the information, save using the tick icon from the toolbar. To add an item, click Add Item, and a pop-up will display a list of purchase orders associated with the supplier of the purchase bill. Select the relevant order or orders and submit. The purchase bill will initially display as an open bill. When you are prepared to transfer it to the accounting package, select the Open Bill tab. This action will change its status to Mark as Paid, prompting you to enter the payment amount and date. Catalogue items are divided into stock and non-stock items. Non-stock includes equipment and services, while stock includes materials, each with tailored subcategories. The Categories tab in the top menu lists all categories for both types. To add a new catalogue item, click the plus icon on the toolbar. To include a stock item, choose Product. For this example, we will select Non-stock. Name the catalogue item per your company's convention. Provide details like sales account code, category, type, and subtype. For equipment, link it in the Equipment field. Include base price and sales details recording standard pricing. Special prices are dealt with in customer rate cards. Choose the appropriate unit of measurement and verify that the sales tax and currency fields are accurate. The description and default supplier fields are optional. If needed, use the tab at the top of the screen to add sub-items. You can add labour as a sub-item to a catalogue item, enabling more in-depth profitability analysis and smarter pricing and quoting strategies. The rate card section in the left-hand pane contains both customer and supplier rate cards. When a company is added to KIM, it is automatically included in the rates with 0 products. Rate cards are associated with both customers and projects, enabling you to assign project-specific rates as needed. While individual rates can be added using the plus icon, the import function streamlines the process for adding multiple rates. Customer rates are required only when they differ from the catalogue price or the minimum invoiced quantity. Utilize the minimum invoiced quantity to automatically apply the base chargeable quantity. Rates cards can be deleted in bulk by selecting the record checkbox, then selecting the 3 dots from the toolbar to delete. Supplier rate cards are linked to purchase orders. To access them, click on Rates from the left-hand pane, then select Supplier from the top menu. When creating a purchase order, use the From Supplier option to view the rates listed in KIM. Note that supplier items may need to be added to catalogue items before including the supplier product cost. Thanks for watching.